Welcome to this current affair topic taken from Yojana from September 2020, and in this lecture we will cover the ethics part and the embedded with the 7 deadly sins told by the Mahatma Gandhi topic. So who was Mahatma and who was Gandhi? Why we called it that Gandhi as a Mahatma? What was the reason behind it? What made him called as a Gandhi? That we will talk in this lecture. So there were several symbols and concepts that Gandhi used in his long public career in both South Africa and India in his efforts. Like now this is the important line, just remember that to usher in a new era of a clean politics and orderly development also revealed his commitment and devotion to the ethical values and moral principles. See what he's saying, that Gandhi act as that person, like if you go into a cinema hall, there will be a one person who will check your ticket and show your seat. Okay, that usher, that Gandhi is like that, the person who is showing the path to the people for his for the commitment that he was making through ethical values and moral principles. What do you understand by ethical values? Okay, see, selling of alcohol on television is banned. Okay, is banned, but the alcohol companies used to come up on the TV advertisement by selling another product, like making as a music series or Jindagi Yari, or Shah Rukh Khan's made some actors and all to come and show his life, like my life is like that and all, royal stag and all. Okay, so and on the TV advertisement they are not selling alcohol directly, but they are branding their alcohol company. What is it? Yes, they are legal, it is absolutely legal, but is it ethical? No, because children are also watching it. So that's what that in this in this concept is saying, that the devotion should be, that commitment made by him should be the on the boundary of ethical values and moral principles, which will eventually characterize the texture of the civilization. Whatever the civilization, in what area, what in what society you are living, that will be created with your commitment and ethical values that will be affected because of those commitments. The voluntary abdication of his highly attractive income from his legal profession. The Gandhi's income was very high. He was living a life of a rich person, like not rich, if you don't say not rich, but above the middle class family. But he chose to be a simple life, and his profound conviction of equality of all men and women show the essential Gandhi who grew into a Mahatma. That made him a Mahatma. He made a voluntary abdication for his legal profession where he was getting a high income. He left that life and went to a simple life and went for the profound like conviction of the equality of all men and women, made his act for non-violence. And he went for the Africa, like in African Indians who were captured as a labor, and he fight for them, he raised voice against them. Then he came back to India, then he showed his potential to our Indian independence, that made our India independence today. So there was one question also in a mock interview, like what will you think, like if Gandhi was not there, what will be the independence, what will you think that independence of that country would happen or not? So the rank 2 that girl has got in UPSC, so she gave the answer like, we can't think our independence of the country without Gandhi. See how important his role was in the independence of the country because of his ethical values and moral principles. Okay, the ethical and moral standard he set for himself reveals his commitment and devotion to eternal principles, and only someone like him who regulated his life and action in conformity with the universal vision of human brotherhood could describe his life. My life is my message. The way you are living, the people will understand in the same way. Like if you are living a way of gentle person, your children will see the same thing and will get that message from you. So he's saying that first we have to make a universal vision of human brotherhood. Nobody should fight with each other with the irrespective of religions and all. Like in the independence also there was clashes between Muslims and Hindus that ultimately led the division of our country into India and Pakistan. Okay. So that what he's saying, that we should be the conformity with the universal vision of human brotherhood, that ultimately describe our life as my life is my message. So what were the 7 deadly sins told by the Mahatma Gandhi? See, these are very important for any exam, for any government exam. Mahatma Gandhi, like for the exam of UPSC, it is 100% sure that in each exam the question from Mahatma Gandhi will come. Or even if you are getting some essays and all, these 7 points are very crucial, very important for you to write. If you write it, you will get very good marks. Okay. So what was the first deadly sin? We will see. So wealth without work. If you are earning without doing hard work, you won't realize the value of that worth, and ultimately that wealth will be vanished. So that's what he was saying, that earn the wealth with the hard work. If you are earning without work, it is a sin for you and it is not giving any benefit for you. So it is saying that wealth can only be handled if you have worked for it. If you have worked for it, you know its value and how to spend it. If you haven't worked for it, it will be gone within a 1 day or within a 2 day. Just take an example of one KBC player. I won't name. It was like he earned more than 1 crore. Ultimately that money got vanished. That he spent money within 1 year, 2 years or 3 years. Just think your current salary, if you are not in a much high paid job, for earning 1 crore, how much year will it take for you? And for that person also who was the winner for that KBC, how much year he should get that earning for 1 crore? He might not earn 1 crore in his life also. It was possible, but he earned it that through the game, through one game. Yes, the knowledge was there. That knowledge made him to earn that 1 crore, but he did not realize the value of that 1 crore to reach that place. And ultimately he spent it in a manner, if he have worked so hard for that earning that 1 crore, like if lots of time was spent in that earning of that 1 crore, but he get that 1 crore within a 1 day or 2 days or 3 days. Yes, it is not like that he got that money with luck. Yeah, he answered the question because of knowledge only, but it was like wealth, sudden wealth, it was coming. Okay, that's what I'm trying to explain here. So wealth without work is sin. That you have to, if you are getting some wealth without work, take care for it, be attentive for it, otherwise it will go, and it is not in a category of accepted by the society also. Okay. Now, pleasure without conscience. Conscience means sense of knowing right or wrong. If you are getting pleasure, if you are being happy without knowing whatever you are doing, whether it is right or wrong, like if you say TikTok, oh, I'm sorry to that application name, but let us suppose one video making website where people came, made the videos and get fame within a 1 day, within 2 days, and in that fame it was like some videos were actually very good and some videos were nonsense, and because of that nonsense only they were getting famous. Ultimately what happened, when that app banned, they started to criticize the government, that what should we do, what will I do now, what will do, this was the earning for me. So see, that pleasure that you were getting, that wealth that was getting from that app and all, it was you didn't choose that path by without knowing that are you doing in a right way or wrong way, will it sustain for a long time or not. It is just for a small time you are getting fame. If you worked hard for 10 or 15 years in an industry, like let us suppose a very top actors of our industry, they have worked. It is not like that they will their fame will vanish within a one day by banning of, like, if Bollywood get banned, it is not like that their fame will also vanish. No, they have done very hard work. They knew that whatever they are doing, that is right or wrong, which path they are choosing. That is a pleasure without conscience is another thing. Wealth without work is another thing. Now, science without humanity. If you are developing, if you are creating one substance or inventing any another substance without thinking about the humanity, without coming into good roles, that those inventions should play a good role in the society, if those things is not coping up with the society's welfare, then it is not useful. We should not call it as a science, or for the people, or for the people, or for in the coming in the use of the people by that technology. No, I will give one example, that technology should be there to make our life ease with right objectives. Misuse of blockchain, reason like for darknet, like if you see blockchain, I have already made videos on blockchain, go on to my channel, you can find it. So if you go for the blockchain is a very highly secured technology. Till now it has not been hacked. It has not been hacked, and Indian government is thinking to implement the blockchain in our election system. And further, cryptocurrencies ban has been revoked by the Supreme Court, by that was taken by the RBI and all. But this technology is so much secure that the people are using this technology for smuggling in the dark web. All the drugs smuggling are going on the dark web. If you are updated with the recent news, that if you are watching this video late, that news of Sushant Singh Rajput and Riya Chakraborty, that all the drugs marketing that was being done, it was on the dark web. A dark web being are implemented on the blockchain, such types of technology that nobody can enter, like nobody can hack it. How much secured it is. So that it is what? It is misusing of the science. Okay. Nobel Peace Prize winner, that Alfred Nobel. Nobel Peace Prize, Alfred Nobel, who established this Nobel Peace Prize, and his wealth came from the invention of dynamite. See how unethical this things, like he invented that, like he came up with that Nobel Peace Prize, but ultimately his invention of dynamite is taken by the terrorist also. Yes, it is taken by the army for protection also, but it has been taken by the terrorist also for creating terror in the society. So what good about the science making the nuclear weapons also, like if you are creating nuclear weapons again? So many powerful countries, developed countries, are coming against the testing of nuclear weapons. But what happens? On the face they are telling we won't test for nuclear weapon, but in the backside they are testing it. So it is what? It is science without humanity. Like you are not thinking about humanity. For what you are creating that nuclear weapon? It is only for your protection. And what by protection? Like if some other countries attack you, I will bomb that nuclear weapon on that country. So how is it useful for that humanity? Okay. Now we will see the fourth part, that knowledge without character. Okay. What character? Like without moral education, no use of education, intellect have been achieved, but utilize it for betterment of the society. If you got the knowledge, you know all the codings, you know everything, how the network works and all, but ultimately you started hacking the bank website. Okay, you started hacking the bank website, and let us suppose after hacking the bank website, you are Robin Hood, you are acting as Robin Hood, like you started giving that money to the poor. Okay, you are giving money to the poor, it is okay, but you are taking money from bank in an unethical manner, and it is also illegal. Even if it is legal, let us suppose a coding person has done an act called a legal act, but he is spending money to buy or to develop dark web net. So what is that? Yes, he is doing legal work, but ultimately at the end of the day he is doing unethical task. That defines your character. So knowledge without character is also one sin. Now, politics without principle. Thomas Jefferson. Every nation elect the government it deserves. He said a very important line. See, you are a politician. You are a politician. If you are not talking about the welfare of the people, you are supporting corruption and all. So that if you are coming in the politics without any principle, that principle that has to be accepted by the society, that principle, then it is a sin, that it is not accepted by the society. There must be a principle in the welfare of the people, not the welfare for yourself. So that's Thomas Jefferson has said that every nation elect the government it deserves. It means that if the people of that country A is corrupt, they will choose the politicians, corrupt politicians. If the people of that country A are good or honest, they will choose the honest politician. That's what he means to say. So choose the politicians who comes as a welfare for the society, not against the society. Otherwise it reflects your intention, that public intention, public mindset. Now, commerce without morality, that business without morality, it has to be mutual benefit or not having aim for profit. Like corporate ethics, we talk about that. Corporate ethics will come into this. I will make separate lecture for corporate ethics. Just go into my channel. After this video only I will make that corporate ethics video. So if you are running any business, okay, like suppose you want to construct something, and for constructing that business you are just going for the poor households or even poor households legal land, and you would just give bribe to his brother or one member of that family who is alcoholic in nature, by providing more alcohols, and wrote the name sold the land by taking his sign. What is it? That is, it is against the morality. You are doing business, it is legal, you made it legal, but was it ethical? Was it stands on the words of morality? No. Even if you are doing business by reducing the environment sustainability, creating lots of pollution and all, so it is like you are doing business without morality and ethicality. Okay, so commerce without morality is dangerous. Now the last one, worship without sacrifice. Here sacrifice doesn't mean that Ashwamedha and all, like say killing of animals and all in Durga Puja or in any religious activities. No, worship without sacrifice, I'm not talking about that sacrifice. First thing does remember that religion without sacrifice does not happen. First thing. Now sacrifice means giving away your ego, hate, these things you have to give away, not killing of animals and all. Okay, give your pride, give your demands against the people, against the welfare of the people. Okay, that sacrifice he is talking about. Service of man is the service to God. If you are servicing for the man, you are servicing for the God. If you are servicing for the humankind, you are servicing for the God. And sacrifice definition may change person to person, but all religions point to the same thing. See, sacrifice, like if you go to this religion A, religion B, all are talking in a different manner. Even Christian, even Hindu, even Muslims, Sikhs, whatever you take. But ultimately, if you make one common thing, they all are talking about the welfare of the society and the welfare of the humankind. Ultimately, that one point that all the religions made, that is the welfare of the society and the welfare of the people. That is the thing. These are the 7 sins told by the Mahatma Gandhi. I hope you understand it better. If you have any suggestions or if you want any on-demand video lecture, please ping me on my Twitter handle given on the description, and please subscribe it. This is a new channel and I need your support, so that it will motivate me to make further such videos. Or just think like you are making a payment in the form of subscribing my channel. Thank you.